If you're mixing potato and sugar like that, you're doing it wrong. Today, I'm going to teach you how to make something super crispy on the outside and amazing on the inside. Basic ingredients you have at home right now, but what we're going to do with them is not normal. It seems really easy, but pay attention because a lot of people mess it up. Big time. There are things that, because they're obvious, we sometimes don't explain them. And something as simple as thoroughly cleaning the potatoes you're going to boil is important. Also, because we're going to boil them with the skin on, today we're going to do everything as quickly and efficiently as possible. Here we have water in a pot over medium heat or a little higher. While it's heating up, we bring the potatoes over and strain them, and we put them in. I'm going to add 6 medium-sized ones. While they're cooking, we'll take the opportunity to prepare another ingredient that we'll use later. It's optional, but I think half an onion goes perfectly with it. You can also use chives or another very soft vegetable, one that breaks down easily. So it adds texture, and also it should have a nice flavor. I'm telling you, onion works perfectly, and it's a simple ingredient that we usually have on hand. Be sure to cut it into strips, then chop them finely, so that you get tiny dice. The potatoes will take about 20 minutes or so, because we want them really soft. Check if they're done by poking the biggest one in the center to see if it goes in easily. Potatoes are ready. Drain the water, and while they're still hot, use a knife to help you so you don't burn your fingers. Start peeling off the skin. That's it. By pushing it a little, it comes off, because we want to do this while the potato is still nice and hot. This way, the mashed potatoes are easier to make without any strange tools. Once you have them all, you put them in a bowl and add a tablespoon of butter. Yes, just like that. And you're going to add some flavor with a little bit of garlic. Garlic powder, which works great for these things. A little bit of rosemary, something that gives it that wonderful aroma and enhances the flavor. With freshly ground black pepper. Also salt. Of course, we didn't add it to the water. Why? Because we're going to use it now directly in the mash. Mash it a bit generously so that everything gets completely coated. Then start mashing. If you make a few quick cuts with a small knife, without much precision, it will make mashing easier for you. It's important to remember not to use a blender because we want a thick mash, not a runny puree. If you use a blender, this will turn completely runny. So mash it with a fork, a potato masher, or this little gadget. Which, by the way, I have absolutely no idea what it's called. If anyone watching this knows its name, I would really appreciate it if you could let me know in the comments. And you can see that it's very flexible. You just press down and the mashed potatoes come out by themselves at the end. You have to keep going until you get a uniform texture. So I recommend a bit of patience, but don't overdo it either. In just a couple of minutes, this gets the right texture. And you'll notice that the butter has melted and spread throughout the mash. If you leave it lumpy, it's already ruined. It has to be smooth and creamy. I want you to notice what kind of texture it has, and then divide it into 2 more or less equal parts. Now we're going to use a can of tuna. We drain the liquid, and we transfer it to any container where we can break it up completely. And I'm also going to do it with 2 cans. And that's because tuna on its own is a bit plain, but it needs a little push to make it amazing. Finely chopped onion gives it a touch of freshness, and it also makes everything softer on the inside. So as I said, let's give it a bit more flavor with some extra rosemary first. And then that onion we already had ready. We're making the most of our time. Well, that's it. You just have to mix it really well so it's evenly distributed. And with this, we're going to stuff the potato. If you want to know how, You just have to wait a minute. This is where most people make mistakes. If you make it too thick, it won't hold together, and then it won't be crispy. And if you make it too thin, it breaks. So don't use a giant pan, but also not a super tiny one. But yes, just a drop of oil and brush it on. You can do it with a brush like I'm doing, or you can use a paper towel. Then you put about half of the potato inside it, and you're going to spread it out. If you have a pastry spatula, it'll be super easy. If not, I recommend you wash your hands very well. And with your hands a little wet, you can spread it out. Take the opportunity to shape the edges as well. That way, it'll look nicer. Next, it's filling, which is almost magical. And don't worry if a little bit gets on the edge. It doesn't matter, you'll bring it toward the center to shape it. And you're just going to press it down a little so there isn't any air trapped in it. Once you have a more or less even layer, you're probably already thinking about what's next, right? The second half of this mashed potato that we just finished preparing. And the technique will be the same as before. Place it directly on top and move it with a spatula to shape it and make it tight and compact. Cook it covered and over low heat. When you see that it moves gently and easily from side to side, it means it's already toasted on the bottom, see? That's the right point. So, take a plate and flip it over, just like you would with an omelet. It's that easy. You're probably thinking, wow, it looks finished now. But no, get ready because here comes the surprise. Beat an egg or just moisten the top. But I recommend that you beat an egg. And then breadcrumbs or, if you can, panko, which is even crunchier. When you see that this side also slides easily, you'll have this beauty nicely browned on both sides. And what we'll do is brush it with the egg. Moisten it with water. I recommend the egg once again because it will give it an extra touch. Brush the entire surface and also the sides, and then take it to the plate where you put the breadcrumbs or panko, and you simply drop it on top. Thanks to that moisture, it will stick. Brush the other side, add more breadcrumbs or panko, and now it's perfectly coated on both sides. That said, with freshly washed hands, press it down a bit so nothing falls off. Once you have it, put it back in the pan. If you want, you can add a little more oil, that's optional. Place this marvel inside. With the help of a spoon or a spatula, shape it again so it doesn't lose its shape too much. And cook it until it's golden brown. The second round with breadcrumbs or panko. If you want, panko is much better. It gives it a totally unique touch. Just like before, when you see it moves easily, flip it over and cook it again on the other side. Earlier, I told you it was optional to add a bit more oil. Well, it's the same now. But make sure to keep an eye on it, because as soon as it's golden on the bottom, this masterpiece is ready to go. It's going to be crispy on the outside, warm on the inside, and creamy at the same time. This is insane. I admit it's dangerous because it's the dish you serve and say, I'm just going to try a little. And you end up eating it all. Tell me the truth. Would you make it like this? Are you thinking of adding cheese inside? And if you do it, I want to see it because this is really dangerous. And if you do it, I want to see it because this is very dangerous. Easy recipes? There are many. But like this one, there are few. And if you want more like this, write it in the comments. And I'll be happy to make delicious things